Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. I hope everybody is having a great day. And I got a doozy of some news that a GPU manufacturer has dropped. Apparently, graphics cards that have been mined on lose 10% of their performance per year. All right. So obviously, before we even dive into this article, let me just go ahead and let you know that that is false. I have graphics cards that have been mined on for 3 to 4 years. They're not 30 to 40% degradation in performance. I wouldn't even say they're 10% degradation in performance, and I'd love to prove that. Obviously, I don't have an opportunity to right this second because all my stuff is out in the detached garage, but you know what? We might revisit this and just debunk it just for the fact of debunking it. So, let's jump over here and let me show you this article because it is just a total pile of garbage. So, secondhand GPU lottery. Mining cards lose 10% performance every year. No, they don't. They just don't. So GPU manufacturer Palette Microsystems is advising against joining the lottery of buying secondhand graphics cards used for mining. All right, so just this first statement right here, ladies and gentlemen, Palette, it is in the best interest of Palette and all these other manufacturers for people not to buy secondhand cards, because if they're buying used cards, whether they're from mining or from other gamers, they're not buying new cards. So this company's not selling new hardware. So their argument already is based in, it's just a lie. 100% it's a lie. So a mined GPU will lose an estimated 10% of its original performance each year. That is the word from graphics card manufacturer Palette Microsystems. Company representatives have spoken to Benchmark.pl and are keen to warn gamers against the lure of cheap secondhand GPUs previously used for cryptocurrency mining. My cats are back here scratching on the post. Sorry about that. There is a current influx of more affordable modern graphics cards, primarily in Asia, as a recent crackdown in China has shut down many outfits in different parts of the country. That has pushed some mining operations overseas instead, with the U.S. now accounting for over a third of the world's Ethereum nodes, and China now sitting behind Germany in the table with less than a 10% share. Newly shut down operations are trying to recoup some of their losses by capitalizing on the still intense demand for graphics cards from everyday PC gamers. These used and often abused graphics cards are then pushed out into the secondhand market with a tempting price tag and every attempt made to hide the mining origins. Hold on. Let's just stop right there, ladies and gentlemen. Any mining operation worth its salt is not going to abuse its money makers. Okay, miners in general, whether it's a small time miner to a large outfit, are going to undervolt, underclock, overclock the memory, which has no effect on long term on any kind of performance. If anything, these cards are running in an easier situation than they would be gaming. They're not heat cycling. They're heating up and they're staying at a constant temperature. Heat cycles actually do a lot more damage. So like gaming on a card, heating it up, getting out of the game, cooling off, heating up, cooling off does significantly more damage. You're not going to find any miner that knows what they're doing, or any mining outfit that knows what they're doing, running 100% power. At times, they pull these cards down to 70, even 60, 65% of their TDP. So they're running these things. It's kind of like running your car on cruise control. They're not having the pedal to the metal, so to speak. So this article is like, man, it's really kind of like burning me up because it's painting miners and also miners reselling cards in a bad light. And if anything, if you're a gamer and you have nothing to do with mining and you're watching this video, you need to love miners. Yes, it's a love-hate situation. It is. But guess what? When mining dies out and people are like, we ain't mining no more. This happened in 2018, 2019. The market will be flooded with graphics cards. So if we go down to making significantly, nothing or close to break even, a lot of these big outfits won't be able to produce enough to keep running. So they're going to dump thousands and thousands of 6700 XTs, 3060 Ti's, 3070s, 3080s, 3060s, all these cards are going to dump into the market. I have a pretty good idea that all the 20 series cards that we haven't really seen, like there's just tons of these cards out there. 1660 supers, 2070s, 2060 supers. They're going to flood the market, and you're going to be able to buy whatever graphics card you want at potentially 20 to 40% under retail. So it's kind of like a cycle. It's a cycle. Every time miners buy up all the inventory, which it's not just the miners, it's the whole scalping ecosystem. All the gamers go and cry, we can't buy what we want. But whenever the miners are dumping their inventory off and prices way through the floor, gamers are just like, I don't want to mine on graphics card. There's no ill effects that happen to 99% of correctly maintained mining cards. And like I said, any operation worth its salt is not going to hurt, abuse, or even close to or come close to hurt or shortening the lifespan of their cards, because in a perfect world they want those cards to last longer than anybody else. They want their money trees to keep bearing fruit. So I just had to stop and address that, because man, it was just burning me up. Sorry to be a ranty video, because man, I just feel like I had to say something. Pallet, if you're watching this out there, I'd love for you to, obviously I'm so small, I mean nothing to you guys, but come to my house, check out my graphics cards. They don't lose 10%. They don't. I'd say it's single digit percentages over multiple years of loss. So I'm not gonna say the loss isn't like even calculable, or is that, I don't even know if that's a word. Or I'd say there is a loss, but so small and so insignificant. I'd say plus or minus 5%, within the realm of variance. Not 10% per year. Oh my gosh, no, absolutely not. So anyway, let's go on with the article and see what else they say, and see if I get triggered even further, because I don't mean to get triggered tonight, but it's firing me up. But should you actually be tempted if there is a second worldwide crypto crash and it becomes unprofitable to mine Ethereum at all? By the way, this wouldn't be the second crash. Crypto has crashed multiple times, just to be clear. But if it becomes unprofitable to mine Ethereum, then we will see the secondhand GPU market across the globe flooded with all the cards we've been desperate to get our hands on for the last year or so. Then it stops being a theoretical question and something a lot of us are going to have to think long and hard about. With the potential for these GPUs to have crawled out of the cryptocurrency mines, the secondhand graphics card then becomes more of a lottery than usual. No, it's not a lottery. It's incredibly hard to be able to tell from the simple listing whether the GPU in question has been used for mining, unless there's some form of non-standard cooler attached to it, that is. No miner is going to stick a non-standard cooler onto a graphics card. That should be a major red flag. If the card has had its stock cooler replaced, there is a greater than normal chance that's because the GPU has had an issue in the past, and may also indicate other modifications have been made to the board. I don't know what graphics cards they're speaking of, but no miner wants to be replacing coolers, because that cuts into their ROI or your break-even point. If anything, you replace the thermal pads, you replace the thermal paste, you do upkeep. It's like changing the oil on a car. It's like keeping your tires fresh. It's maintenance. Those are maintenance items. Replacing the cooler that's not something that miners do. I'd say maybe your Uber, wanting to show off, like having a water-cooled mining rig, but that's not realistic, and that's not a good representation of actual miners in the market. So, yeah, everything about this article is based in pure fantasy land. PCGamer.com. Whoever wrote this article, I'm not even going to look at your name because I hate to call people out like that. But whoever wrote this article for you guys, PC Gamer, shame on them. I feel like either they're heavily biased, or they maybe were underinformed or not informed at all, and they just made this up. I would hope somebody made this up and didn't actually have any research to back it, because there's no research to back this. Still, some modded cards can still have their original cooler strap back on, and may even have some seemingly original packaging too. And from a simple secondhand listing, you'd be hard pushed to tell the difference. On the flip side, there are some careful miners out there who will studiously undervolt their GPUs, which can improve sustained clock speeds, efficiency, and therefore provide better hash rates. Such secondhand cards may actually come out of the mines relatively intact, though there is nowhere to know if that is indeed the situation a particular GPU has found itself in. That's not some careful miners. That is a vast majority of farms, whether it's professional or even at a amateur level or a hobby level. Nobody just sticks cards in a warehouse and just burns them up. It's not a good investment. You have to take care of your product. So I don't. Okay. Anyway, going on. Pallet reps point to independent tests carried out on mining cards, which suggest that you can expect a 10% degradation in GPU performance for each year of service in a 24/7 cryptocurrency operation, which seems like a pretty good yardstick to use when considering your options on the secondhand GPU market. Even if a given card actually works, when you get a hold of it, there's a good chance it won't be operating at its peak. Wrong. I have multiple 4+ year old RX series cards that I have given to people as friends if they need a little gaming rig. But right before the boom happened, I mean, 570s and 580s were going cheap. Those cards were still operating at near 100 or 100% efficiency for gaming and mining. They don't lose. There's no degradation there, especially not 10% per year. Like, I would love the independent tests carried out. I would love to see those. 10% per year is unfathomable. Like that, no, not at all. Inevitably, Pallet, a graphics card manufacturer which gains nothing from the secondhand sale of GPUs. There it is right there. The whole article is based off of that right there. Pallet, a graphics card manufacturer which gains nothing from secondhand sale of GPUs, wants people to buy new GPUs. 100% closed case. Wrap it up, slap it up, bring it on home. This is over. We don't even need to talk about this anymore. So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. That was the wrong one. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate you guys. I want you to know, whether you're a gamer, whether you're a miner, I hope you have the luck and can get the cards that you want. And don't be scared of old mining cards. I have no problem buying old mining cards and still using them for whatever I want. I love gaming. I love doing all kinds of stuff. Video editing. It doesn't matter. Used cards, if they work, they work. There's this 10% per year degradation still just gets on my nerves. It blows my mind. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna go have a good night. We'll see you on the next one. 12 minutes. I'm sorry. I apologize. If you made it this far in the video, I apologize for 12 minutes of ranting. But it just, articles like that, man. Just straight smear articles on mines and mining operations. Like, no. So, anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm really going to get off tonight. By the way, old Jellyfish fam, you know what it is. You go ahead and drop some jellies down below. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. And, yeah. Go get smacked, boys.